What's up, folks? It's your boy Rico the Plug with the raphustle.com. This is a report. We all heard Gucci Man has released most of the artists under his 1017 label. And this is interesting at a time when the industry has been doing the same thing. So we're going to dig into this and see what this means for the artists. Also, what it means for the independent artists that are on the come up. So I'm going to lead off with the video of Gucci Man making this announcement on his IG.
I want to let everybody know that because, hey, that's where we at. Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, I wanted to make this announcement on 1017 yesterday, but I just seen like my statement, my P&L with all my artists. You know, it's almost like a whole bunch of shakeup and it's a whole shit show in the industry right now. But when I look at my P&L and me being a businessman, I think that I'm gonna have to release almost all my artists except for Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. This is a decision I didn't want to make. I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I could keep all of them under the contract, but I said, hey, fuck it. Let's just make the unselfish decision, and let them take their talents elsewhere. So today, you know what I'm saying, I already reached out to all of my artists, you know what I'm saying, from to their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Fu, and that's where I'm gonna put my focus. And I just wish them the best. And I just want to let everybody know that because, hey, that's where we at.
Okay, so as you see, Gucci Man has let most of his artists go, and he says he's going to keep Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano, who are both currently locked up. I know they set for release soon. Both of them should be set for release soon. He said he's going to keep those artists, and it's pretty clear on why he's keeping those two because those two actually have some unfinished business first and foremost, but they also have a following that's waiting for them the return. So maybe when they come out of jail, that will respark the 1017 brand for Gucci. So it makes sense why he would keep those two. Uh, but what does this mean for the other independent artists that were on a label that have just been released? What does this mean for them? And I wanted to find that out. So I did some Google searching. So if a record label drops all of its acts before the fiscal year is up, because we got to understand tax season is coming around. So it's around the time you hear Gucci Man said he was when he looks at his P&L, which means profits and losses for anybody who doesn't understand what that means. When he looked at his profits for the year and his losses for the year, it makes sense for him to cut his losses. And basically not saying that the artists are a lost cause for him, but financially, if he's put millions of dollars in their pockets and hasn't got a return on those millions of dollars, or whatever the case may be, $10,000, whatever. If he hasn't even got a return off those artists at this time, then it makes sense as a businessman to, just free yourself of that asset. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you are as an artist on a label. You are an asset for the record label. So what does this mean for those artists? Well, first of all, it means that they, like you said, are free to go elsewhere with their talents. Um, I'm sure when they got on 1017, they believed that just like Gucci Man, that they would have a household name in the hip hop culture. Um, and they most of them, if not all of them, looked up to Gucci Man, and being signed by an artist who you look up to says a lot for any artist on the come up. And at the time, it might have made sense for those artists because hey, Gucci has the spotlight. If Gucci can shine his light on me, it can help me. But as we can see of recently, there really hasn't been any breakout acts from the Gucci Mane camp from 1017. I mean, the two that he spoke on, Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty, well, we all know what happened with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty definitely had a following, a cult following, in the streets. You know what I'm saying? His reputation preceded itself, and which got him in a position where he is right now, which is currently incarcerated and has been thus for mostly of at least 3 to 4 years. And I believe him and Fujiano both had like 5 year sentences or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I know the stint of the stint of their incarceration was at least 5 years, which means that both of them should be coming home soon. So for those independent artists that got on, well, for those artists who signed to the label, signed under the contract with Gucci, you know what I'm saying, who was distributed probably by Atlantic Records. And this is interesting because it makes sense. I'm going to show you why all this connects, you know what I'm saying, with the industry. So if I'm not mistaken, 1017 was distributed by Atlantic Records. And Atlantic Records just had a makeover. The son of Lucien Grange, who is the head of UMG, has just taken over Atlantic Record. And his first move when he got there was to drop 50 acts from the roster. Now let me pull that up. Let me pull that up here. I'm gonna open up another Google. Then I'm gonna Atlantic Records 50 artists dropped. Okay, boom. And we'll just watch it on YouTube so we can get some visuals, because people like visuals. I could read it to you, but I want you to be entertained because this is about entertainment. So here we go.
Do you understand what it takes to get on a Spotify editorial playlist?
Now, while I wait for this commercial to get over with, I need anybody who hasn't already to subscribe and leave comments. Get us in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? All the things you have to do. But here we go. This is
I heard today too that
Community.
let me see.
Shout out AD and Community. It's a podcast out of LA. I'm gonna take their report from him. I haven't heard it. We're gonna hear it together right here. Let's go.
Atlantic Records dropped 50 artists today. That's crazy. See this shit.
News. More blood spilt at Atlantic. 50 artists dropped from the label today, according to Ray Daniels. Not to mention Hits Magazine reporting that Julie Greenwald is running around the hallways like a chicken with her head cut off, spilling blood everywhere and putting everybody on the spot. Look, I don't know what's going on. The only thing that I know is it's much worse than earlier reported, because they're even hitting up Nigerian billionaire, I forgot his name, Ogunlisi, I think his name was, Ogunlisi. I hope I'm saying that right, but they've even been trying to get him to invest in the record business right now. I mean, streaming is flat. It's not growing. There's no catalog. There's no money coming in, and you're making these massive cuts. I mean, why would you invest in Atlantic Records right now? It's obvious they can't manage a company. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, and there's talks of Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars and them needing the money from the billionaires so that they can stabilize and sign these artists so they have records coming out. I mean, look, the smarter thing would for Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars would to be go independent and find an outside investor. And by the way, if you guys do, I know just the person to go to. But anyways, yeah, And apparently Julie and Leor were going at it at one point. I didn't even know this. Apparently Leor stabbed Julie in the back when he was going for Max's job when Max was on the way out. I mean, this is Days of Our Lives type stuff. I mean, it's breaking.
Yeah. Listen, I've been seeing this shit across all industries right now. The record labels, they are not making fucking money like this. They're not. These record labels are not making, not even just the record labels, all these companies. If you see across the fucking world right now, you see all these big chains, they're closing down a lot of stores. A lot of motherfuckers are downsizing. There's a lot, the whole industry as a whole is not making as much money as they used to.
I'm gonna stop that there and give you my commentary on it. Shout out to AD community. Y'all need to go follow them. So let me give you my thoughts on this. So I wanted to say, how does this affect the artists that's on the rise right now coming up? Because platform is all about the independent artists being independent and making the most out of what they could do independently, man. And if you're one of those independent artists, models, or entrepreneurs in the hip hop culture, you would like to have your products, services, or content promoted and marketed on the platform, sign up for the raphustle.com, create you a hustler's profile page, and let's hustle together. And I mean that because that's what it's going to take for you to really engage what's going on with this music culture. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to face it. Music is always going to be a part of life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a big record label involved with it or not. And obviously you could tell the big record labels are they're frustrated with even having a record label right now, man. For Atlantic Records to drop 50 artists, that means we have to scrap everything and start from the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board and kind of reconstruct this situation. Now, that's a bad thing for a company that's been in you know what I'm saying, around for years, because what it basically means is they are at a standstill. The profits that they once was bringing in are no longer coming in. And pretty much everything that they have invested in is useless to their company, which would be the reason why Atlantic Records would make that decision. And with Gucci Mane's 1017, I don't know if it's distributed or signed with Atlantic or whatever, but with it being up under the Atlantic Records, I'm pretty sure his label was cut also because like there's nothing coming out of that label. We haven't seen anything come out of 1017 within at least the last 5 years since Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty been locked up. And I can speak on this personally because, you know, when I was in Atlanta, we did a lot of work with the people who were the handlers for Fujiano, which was Authentic Empire. This is where Gucci Mane got, you know what I'm saying, familiar with Fujiano, and which made them sign Fujiano to 1017 and Atlantic Records. So ever since them two, 1017 really hasn't blew. They have had artists that have actually had the potential, but unfortunately they are no longer with us, whether it's through death or prison. You know what I'm saying? And so it hasn't really been a good investment for Gucci Mane to put money into these artists, or you know what I'm saying, to have them on his label as an asset, and there's no return on his investment. So that's where we at with it, you know. And as a business person, you have to understand that business is really about creating profits. It's not about friendship. It's not about personal feelings. It's about the bottom line. And the bottom line for Gucci was that it's best for me to get rid of most of the artists that are not bringing any kind of return on my investment, and maybe salvaging my company by keeping the two who I have some kind of following that's waiting, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty have been put up, we already know what happens when an artist comes out of prison. You know, it's an opportunity there for some kind of finance profit to come out of that. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that that's a good thing that, you know what I'm saying, artists should go to jail and come out, anticipate to make sales, because I don't think that's a good marketing plan for anybody. But for Gucci Mane, he feels like if I keep those two, at least I have some kind of opportunity to make some money off this music game. But now what that is, who knows, you know, because you really have to be creative in your marketing and in your advertising. Like, what are you advertising? What does it mean for the people? You know, because we're in the day and age where streaming is like, you know, nobody buys albums unless they're really a fanatic of yours, unless they really appreciate what you got going on and you put something out and just to support you, they purchase that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're showing their honest support of you. Other than that, you know, people could just consume your music just by pressing play on any one of these platforms, which really only adds the pennies, you know what I'm saying, in residual income that might come from the advertisement behind those platforms. That's how people get paid from the streaming, is because the more people who are frequenting these platforms, the more advertisers that's coming to get in front of these people, the more ad money that's being generated to the platform. And because of the artists that's on the platform doing what they do, they get that revenue sprinkled down to them in the forms of pennies, you know what I'm saying, on the hundreds of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, it's just a service that you get to use to promote and get your music out there. But unless you are literally selling your music, there's no profit in music, the sale of music, and there's a really very small profit in streaming music. This is why now the culture has moved to podcasting. And this is important for you artists to understand this, because it's one thing to be a artist who loves to do music and you know you just do it because you want to hear yourself and you think that you got people who like to listen to what you got going on, and that's cool. You want to do a few shows here and there. That's cool if that's what you're in it for. But if you're in this for the business of music, now you have to find a whole nother way to promote, market, and advertise yourself to the world to make yourself valuable enough to bring in some kind of return on your investment through whatever marketing you're doing for yourself, whether you got merchandise, whether, you know what I'm saying, you selling ebooks, you know what I'm saying, or selling your CDs, you know what I'm saying? Because I want you to know and understand that you still can sell your music if you have good music that people appreciate and support you enough to say, I'm gonna spend $1 on that song. I'm gonna spend $5.99 on that CD. You know what I'm saying? It's just all in your approach. It's all in the way that you market, all in the way that you just, you know, present yourself online, because you have to have some kind of online presence to do anything. You heard the man say that not only is it the record industry, but it's most industries. Why? Because the veil has been lifted. Because of the internet, we all know now that um I can get on here and create my own show like you're watching me right now. I can create my own show right now. I don't have to wait for BET to put me in a position to say, hey, we think that you're a good show host. We need you for a show. No, I can create my own show, build my own following. In that following that I build, whatever I have to offer them, the usually the return on investment ratio is 10%. So if I have 1 million people tuned in to my podcast every month, let's say, of course, I don't have that right now. I'm trying to get there. So if you're watching this now, please subscribe, you know what I'm saying, and share if you like what we're talking about, man. If you don't like what we're talking about, leave a comment, let me know. Hey, I appreciate my haters, because without them, it wouldn't be no players. You know what I'm saying? But we have the opportunity to get up here and do this now and potentially create revenue for ourselves. Like DJ Academics, you know what I'm saying, is one of the big names in the hip hop game, because he's known as, well, he's self-proclaimed the biggest hip hop, you know what I'm saying, journalist, but we don't think that what he's doing is journalism. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's just say he's one of the biggest podcasters online. And he just did a video showing off his $1 million worth of car collection, right? Let me pull that up for y'all. Academics car. Okay, Academics car collection. All right, we finna watch this. And there's a reason why I want you artists to pay attention to this, because, hey, man, the game has changed. It's real. No longer is the days of it getting signed to anybody the main goal for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Create next day prototypes with Shape.
I'm showing y'all this because I want y'all to know and understand this game and why the rap hustle exists. And it's a good engine for you artists to really gravitate towards, to really get, if you're not really in the loop of what's going on with the industry. So Academics did this video showing off his car collection. I haven't watched it. I've known about it for the last couple of days, but I'm not really a big fan of Act. You know, I appreciate what he does in this space, because it's actually like a blueprint for a lot of people to do the same things. Like, he's a pioneer in that sense, just like Soulja Boy was when the internet game really started popping off. So we're gonna get into this. This is DJ Academics. I'm gonna still give him a shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a hater. I don't knock nobody's hustle.
Holy, yo, welcome to one of my first vlogs. I think I did my first vlog already, but who cares? Check this out. Know a lot of y'all been wondering, what the hell do Big Act be doing when he's not on stream, entertaining y'all, cracking y'all up, killing a couple rappers' career, exposing niggas for flopping? What does Act do? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I don't really do nothing. I'm kind of boring. I know niggas say I'm not outside. Yeah, I do come outside, just not in the hood, okay? I come outside and hang with my dogs. They're over there, okay? I hang with my supercars and luxury cars, and I try to do regular basic things. You know, people try to shame me because I just don't like to be hanging around with rappers, and I like to be around my own little space. It's all good, though. Check this out. I'm going to be vlogging a little bit more. And what I am going to do, because I do talk about certain personal stuff, I can't give it up everything and anything all the way, can get caught lacking. But I will give up a few things about my personal life. For example, you guys do know I'm a gun enthusiast, Second Amendment right supporter, and also I do love cars. Okay, today, for whatever reason, and this is probably the perils of being successful, working so hard, because I'm streaming so much, working so hard, I really don't get time to really drive these cars. I come into the garage today, and all of a sudden, I realize, God damn, these cars are dusty. Come over here real quick. Even the new Maybach, I've driven it 2 times. And if you could zoom in over here, I could write my damn name in this junk, okay? It's a bunch of dust. So here's the problem, and here is the solution. These cars need maintenance. These cars need to be cleaned. And today, instead of calling a mobile detail services, because really they're not dirty inside, they just got dust on them. Big Act is now the mobile detailer. So I'm gonna give you a little tour of the cars, and also I'm going to show you as I clean the entire goddamn fleet. So first and foremost, the guys.
Well, we ain't finna sit here and watch all that. What I wanted to show y'all this for is because of the fact that this is where the game is going now. The podcasters are living better than the rappers, right? And Academics himself has retained most of his profits from speaking on what's going on in the rappers' lives, right? And like he said, a lot of people be trying to shame him because he's always talking about what's going on in rap or what's going on in the streets, but he never leaves the house, right? He don't come outside, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he's not nowhere around these folks, or you know what I'm saying, he won't dare come around. And basically what he's showing you is that, hey, I don't really have to come around the rappers because I'm living better than the rappers, and I'm in my zone all day doing what I do, and I have a car collection that's probably better than your favorite rapper at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And why at this moment? Because at this moment, rap is not making any money. Let's just be honest. Rapping is not making you any money. Rapping can get you a fan base though. Let's keep that important. Let's make that keep that there, that point. Rapping can make you a fan base, right? Let me get up out of off this, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to look at him no that much, you know what I'm saying? He ain't that important for what we talking about. Um, go back to it. I'm gonna zoom in on me a little bit more so you can see what I'm talking about. So look, rapping, and I'm gonna reiterate this. Rapping is the catalyst to bring you a fan base that could potentially get you in a situation to where you're living like Academics is living. I mean, we gotta salute him. The man has the Maybach out there. The man has you know what I'm saying, the exotic race cars out there. You know what I'm saying, and you know, of course, you know, it is what it is, and we all know that what he does is he sits at home and he streams all day. He didn't start off like that. He started off by making videos like this, but he started off by doing that, and I wanted to make that a point because for these artists that's out here today that are paying attention to what's going on in the industry and realizing, who might think that, oh man, there really ain't no money in rap, so I might as well not even do it. I want y'all to know and understand that the money might not be in the creation of the music, but the is you creating that music that will bring you a fan base that will purchase your t-shirts, you know what I'm saying, purchase tickets to your shows. It's all about having product. Master P told us this a long time ago. It's all about having product. That's why you see him selling cereal, potato chips, everything. You can't turn a profit if you don't have a product. You know, and what this shows is that a lot of that stuff that we used to watch in the industry that we used to always want to be like, we always wanted to be signed to the industry. We all know that most of that is just smoke and mirrors at this point. If you don't know that by now, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to you on your journey to getting signed. But if y'all don't know that being signed is all smoke and mirrors, because at the end of the day, the artist gets signed, the artist gets a big upfront payment, but in the end, the artist ends up owing more than he's ever made off of doing business with the record label. So this situation could be a good situation for the artists if they know how to maneuver in this day and time. See, if you're an artist who's relying on other people to market and promote yourself, that's over with. Them days is over with. Nobody is going to even join forces with you unless you actually putting in work yourself, that they can see, that they approach you, whether it's online, and they say, hey, we like what you're doing. We want to be a part of what you got going on, and we'll do this and that to take this load off of your shoulders, to help you with this and that for this amount of percentage. You know what I'm saying? You artists need to understand that if you create a look for yourself and a fan base for yourself, that you need to take control of that and turn that into a fiscally responsible business that generates profits and not losses. So Gucci Mane started 1017 Records. Of course, in the midst of being famous himself, also, at a time when the industry was just like jumping from here to there, just who's the next this and who's the next that, coming from everywhere, just people getting signed left and right from everywhere. Um, Especially by people like Gucci Mane who was successful in rap, T.I., who had Grand Hustle, people who were in the game and wanted to put other people in the game, but really didn't know which way the game was going. See, we can rap and we could put up a front, put on chains, rent cars, and look the part. But when you pay attention to all that money that you just spent trying to look the part, and you realize that that was a loss, because let's say you bought a $5,000 chain, you rented a Maybach for $400 a day, you know what I'm saying, and you put all this to create an image in the video. Let's say you spent $5,000 on your video treatment, and you put that video out, and your video is only streaming, the music is only streaming, and you have no T-shirts, you have no product to sell to people who really appreciate your music in return, then you just took loss. And see, this is where I believe people like Gucci Mane and these artists who sign other artists fall off when it comes to that, because they believe that just by my cosign, you should blow. And also the artists who get signed believe that, oh, because I'm under Gucci Mane, the world, the people who accepted him are going to accept me. But that's farthest from the truth. You know what I'm saying? You really have to have real good talent to get anybody's attention to want to support you 100% to where they're spending money out their pocket. So if you are in a position like Gucci to have a record label and you want to push these artists, you have to have creative ways for not only you to make money, but also for these artists to make money too. And be, what I'm saying? If that's not the goal, then it really doesn't even make sense to sign any artists, right? And then on the other hand, if you're an independent artist and your label is not doing anything, or you yourself don't come up with any creative processes to create money from the fan base that you have accumulated, then it's really worthless. It's really useless. You need to cut your losses, just like Gucci, just like just like Atlantic Records. You need to cut your losses right now and say, look, this is not for me. Let me go get a job, or let me go start some other kind of business other than the music business that I can make a profit of. And I just really recommend that if you are really wanting to be a businessman and you really in this for the business, that you really do have your own business going on. You know what I'm saying? Because knowing and understanding what's happening in that business is going to help you with this business, because it's all the same thing. You have the checks and balances of your books, your profits and your losses. Am I bringing in more than I'm spending? If I'm spending more than I'm bringing in, does this make sense? Do I want to continue to do that? I'm taking losses every year. I might have to cut ties with that loss and put that money into research and developing some other way to create a profit with my business. So I recommend that all artists understand that, first of all, if it's the music that you want to be successful in, that you have to be a business person, whether that's a man or woman. You have to conduct yourself in a business manner. If you don't know what that is, go to a junior college, a vocational school, learn about business. Talk to people who own businesses. Get in the circles of people who do business and focus on your business and utilize one business as a stepping stone to get your music business going. Because see, while you making money over here with this business and you are dibbling and dabbling over here to see what's working, what works out to bring you some money over here, you're gonna get ideas. You know what I'm saying? Hell, this business might become so successful that you just, I'm just doing music as a hobby. If something comes with it, if it does. If it doesn't, it don't. Like I said, music is always gonna be around. The world is not gonna stop making music because they don't see a profit in it. People are not going to start listening to music because there's not a profit in it. People don't listen to music for profit. People listen to music for feelings, emotions. You know what I'm saying? So music is an emotional dialogue. You know what I'm saying? That only attracts certain ears depending on what the message is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, once you attract those ears and those people become avid fans of yours, those people will purchase tickets to your shows, purchase merchandise. So as an independent artist, you basically have to go direct to the consumer in this day and age. Quit looking for somebody to sign you. Find out how to run your business the right way, because it is a business. Like I said, the music is the emotional part of the business, but that's only not even that's like 1% of the business at this time. They used to say it was 10%, probably like 1% because you could just wake up right now and make a song right now out of however you feel right now. And that song could be hot because it's a million people that feel just like you do. And you can put that song out right now and you might get a million views right now. But if you don't have a plan on, okay, once these millions of views come, I want to keep these people focused on everything that I got going on. So I have to put this here for them. I have to put this here for them. I have to go directly. I have to be engaged with the fans, which means I'm going to have to go live every now and then. Shit, this day and age it pays to just be consistent. You know what I'm saying? We just seen DJ Academics, man, got $1 million car collection from being consistent online. This is something that I struggle with myself, but together we can hustle and make it better for each other. Because one thing about it, some of us want to do what it takes to be successful. We just don't know how to do it because we are not around people who want the same or who have acquired what we are going after. So with the rap hustle, we are reaching for success in our space, and we need the artists that's out there reaching for success to help us to help them so we could all be successful. This is why our slogan is let's hustle together. Because in a day and age where you have to be the CEO and the artist, you have to be the business person, then you're gonna need some affiliates. You're gonna need some other people that you can call and rely on and pay them to do what you need done. You know what I'm saying? And know that they're going to get that job done and it's going to take a lot off of your back. You know what I'm saying? So we all have to learn how to hustle together now. So this is a good thing for the industry. It's a bad thing. Well, it's a good thing for the culture. It's a bad thing for the industry because now, right now, you get to see exactly how they feel about you. Man, you ain't making us no money. We finna drop you. Boom. You one of those artists that got dropped. You in your feelings. You probably was in your feelings before you got dropped because you probably realized, man, I've been signed for such and such years and I ain't went nowhere. I don't feel like the record label is focused on me. And that could be because you're not focused on you. You worried about what somebody else is doing for you instead of doing things and making moves that make a person want to move on your behalf. Let's talk about that. You have to make moves that make people want to move on your behalf. If you moving right, you will get people who want to come in and help you move just for a percentage of whatever help they put in to help you get to where you're trying to go. And that's all fair. It's supposed to be there. But you have to build those relationships by being consistent and being 100% on your business. SOB, standing on business. Everybody's saying it, and now it's time to really do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to do it, if you're an artist, model, entrepreneur, and you're looking for a place to promote, market, and just advertise what you got going on, sign up for the raphustle.com. Create you a hustler's profile page. And let's hustle together. There's information on the website to get you the people that can help you with whatever you need, whether it's marketing, producing, whatever, engineering, whatever. We have a network of people that can help you with that. And it starts by you just signing up and creating you a page, and go to the marketing and promo page and see what you guys set up a free consultation. Let's see what it is you try to do with your career, and let's see how we can send you in the direction where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to know and understand that you are the businessman. In the famous words of Jay-Z, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man. And that's what you artists have to understand. Let me know what y'all think about Gucci Man dropping most of his artists. Also, let me know what y'all think about the commentary. If you're an independent artist, do you feel like the game is over with, or do you feel like it's just a new beginning? You know, everything has to evolve, man, and the evolution will be televised right here on the raphustle.com. It's your boy Rico the Plug. I'm out. Church.